Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing residence in Thailand. And a recent article, this is from the print edition of the Bangkok Post. This is from the Wednesday, February 10th print edition, 2021. And there was a letter written into the post bag, and they were talking, the person who wrote this letter seemed to be talking about the vaccine rollout plan and things associated with distribution of vaccines. But I thought that this one paragraph was noteworthy. Quoting directly, "The shiny new plan only applies to Thais and migrant workers. There is no mention of the 100,000 to 200,000 foreigners who presently reside here," an emphasis on reside. And I made other videos on this channel discussing both this specific letter as well as residence more generally, and I thought it was noteworthy to make this video. You know, residence is a legal notion under the Immigration Act. As we've gone through, as we've discussed in multiple videos, those who are considered lawfully permanent resident in Thailand, those folks are treated very differently under the Immigration Act than those who are considered non-immigrants in Thailand. Non-immigrants, by definition, are not considered to be permanent. And I would even argue they were they're not considered legally resident for immigration purposes here in Thailand. And there are a number of ramifications of this. Most notably, a permanent resident can be placed and will be placed in a blue Tebian bond, a blue house book, as opposed to, at best, a non-immigrant can get into a yellow Tebian bond, or more likely be in no house book at all. There's also other benefits. Most notably, the lawful permanent resident in Thailand does not need to do 90-day reporting, for example. They don't have to deal with things like TM30. And also, they don't have to deal with renewing a visa, presumably, on a yearly basis. As we've noted in other videos, permanent residents, if they wish to work in Thailand, may need to get work authorization in the form of a work permit. But again, they're not, for immigration purposes, they're considered permanent. They're considered resident. Non-immigrants are considered, as I said, perhaps long-staying for a very prolonged period of time, but legally they are not considered resident for purposes of immigration. So, and not to get into the vaccine thing, this is more just on the topic of immigration. It's important that you have your paradigm correct when you're analyzing where you stand with respect to the Immigration Act in Thailand, because there's a very big difference from someone who's been residing or just living in a place for a long time and someone who is legally resident in the Kingdom of Thailand.